Yo, what's going on, guys? You got your boy AAR20 here, bringing you guys my AP Academy Week 1 game. We're taking on again Scarecrow YT, coach of the... Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Hold on. Luckily, I have the logo open. Sacramento Scarecrows. I'm working on the thumbnail right now, actually, so luckily I didn't forget it this time. But yeah, so we're taking on Scarecrow, though. Fitting team name, considering his YouTube name as well. But make sure to check him out along with everyone else in the description below. I figured that I would do a team builder like this week because I'm actually very, very behind in terms of stuff this week, mainly just because of the fact that I actually just got a new phone like literally today, and I spent like hours trying to set this up after it was already late coming in. So like, yeah, I got it in the mail, which is why it was like really AIDS. I had to wait like 3-4 hours for it on top of then setting it up for like 3 hours, and I had other stuff to edit today, like LBC, which actually just went up. You guys should check that out as well. New league starting up. But yeah, so I just had a lot going on today, so I really didn't have time to make team builder slides. I barely had time to make everything that I did today. So because of that, next week will be the actual like full team builders. This week will not, though. So sorry about that for those of you guys who really like those. So I have this team pulled up on the side, though. Our draft, as you guys know, is Lunala, Lando I, Weavile. Fuck, I gotta actually pull it up. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot my draft. So our team is Lunala, Lando I, Weavile, Araquanid, Mega Arrow, Roserade, Helios, Gyarados, Como-O, Darmanitan, Escavalier, and Diancie. And my opponent's draft this week was Reshiram, Mega Scizor, Shaman Sky, Nidoqueen, Slurpuff, Slowking, Cobalion, Silvally, Electivire, Deoxys Defense, Tangela, and Sharpedo. My Z are Gyarados, Como-O, and Diancie, and his Z are Cobalion, Electivire, and Sharpedo. So, right off the bat, a couple things that I noticed. One, that Sharpedo was both terrifying and extremely easy to prep for at the same time. What I mean by this is more so the fact that it was really easy prepping around Sharpedo knowing that it almost had to come. It was pretty mandatory, in my opinion, to come. But at the same time, though, like, it does a decent amount to my team, actually, offensively. My team, I realize, is not a good switch to both Water plus Dark. Because, like, my Dark resist, for example, Diancie gets completely fucked by Water moves. Well, not completely, but to an extent it does. My Water switching Roserade would certainly not take a Mega Sharpedo because Psychic Fangs. Regular Sharpedo because Psychic Fangs. And same as Como would not take on Sharpedo because Psychic Fangs. And like Araquanid's not going to take a crunch that well. I can go on and on, but I think it sort of proves my point that like Sharpedo does a lot to my team actually on paper. So I felt like it had to come. I thought it was pretty obvious. Something else I thought had to come was actually Reshiram. I thought that Reshiram did really well here despite the fact that I have a Araquanid that can easily take a hit and then Mirror Coat it back. I have Diancie obviously can take a hit and chew it and do Flux on back. I felt like that at the same time though, Reshiram did pressure my team a ton. And of course that makes sense though. Skyman obviously can flinch my team out, but I don't think that's actually that big of a threat this week, I'm gonna be honest. I think Skyman arguably has a bad matchup here, but it will still come regardless because it is Skyman and flinch is apparently a win. So it is what it is. Other mons I expect in terms of the last three. What I expected for the last year, I thought Scizor had to come. Mainly just as a priority user, and it's one of his only wheel out checks. I thought that Scizor was pretty mandatory. Because even Sharpedo, despite resisting dual stabs, gets fucked by low kick. So I really didn't think that anything but Scizor could come as a wheel out check. Cobalion I guess could come too, but it's basically just inferior Scizor in my opinion, so I don't anticipate it. I think that Silvally Dark has to come as well, because Silvally Dark is like his only quote-unquote Lunala switch-in, but if I get the +1, like, he's fucked anyway, so I will go into that in a little bit. And finally, I anticipate he's probably going to go with, like, Nidoqueen or Slurpuff, personally. I think that Nidoqueen and Slurpuff do really well in this matchup. I think that either way that he's going to get a good mod from those, whether it's just, like, a Rocker from Nidoqueen, or, I mean, Rocks aren't the biggest deal for him, and he can always just go, like, Toxic Chip. Let's see, it was Sharpedo, Silvally. Yeah, I mean, he can always go for, like, Toxic Chip. He has a lot of priority users anyway to break Shadow Shield. So I think that Nidoqueen, in my opinion, would come in that slot just for Rocks and T-Spikes, because especially Rocks are really good here. T-Spikes, to an extent, can do stuff, I guess. But Slurpuff at the same time is really good for webs, because counter webs against my team could help Reshiram a ton. The issue being with that, though, is that he's leaving Shadow Shield open, which is another reason he might even just drop Silvally to bring both, which in my opinion would also be pretty valid. But at the same time, though, defensively, he would leave himself really open to Lunala. So with this in mind, I decided to build my team. And the first mod on my roster was my tonight, our Como. With Fire Punch, Dragon Dance, Close Combat, and Outrage with the Dragonium Z this week. I have 172 physical attack. This physical attack is designed to pretty much do a KO everything I would ever leave myself in versus. I think the only thing I don't 2-hit KO is like Deoxys defense, depending on the spread. But at the same time, I can. Because if he did bring Deoxys defense, arguably it would be a Lando I switch in because his team hates Lando I in general, which I will get into later on. My 116 speed is designed to outpace everything besides the Shaman Sky and Scarfers. The reason I didn't creep Shaman Sky is because I really needed the bulk this week. This helps me take on Mega Scizor really well, because Mega Scizor is a huge threat to my team, actually. And also the fact that I knew the Shaman Sky, if it was coming this game, in my opinion, it was either Yachi or Scarfed. And I was not risking the speed creep when I figured the Scarf was 99% coming, because he does have Weavile response in Mega Scizor, at least. That is a surefire Weavile response. So I felt like with that in mind, that it wasn't really worth to creep Skyman. I thought that Scarf was like 90% going to come. So, yeah, I thought that was also his way to get around webs, because it is his only flying type as well. So not even just outside of, not even just including the, oh, I'm going to outpace everything and flinch. It's just a matter of it's his only real way offensively around webs besides the defog. So I thought that Scarf Skyman actually had a very valuable matchup this game, and because of that, I thought that he might bring Scarfed. At least, you know, if he's for a Skyman matchup. Keep in mind, Skyman has a pretty shit matchup, like, in terms of the fact that it can't kill anything, especially with Scarf or having to run Yashi because of my Weavile. But I figured that, like, for a Skyman set, the Scarf was the most viable. That's more so what I meant, because I know I sort of, I know I sort of backtracked on my statement earlier when saying Skyman had a shit matchup, which in my opinion it does. I think that it's a shit matchup for a Skyman, because you'd expect that thing to come in and just flinch everything to death. I have plenty of mons that can beat it, and speaking of, my next mon actually is Weavile. Banded Weavile this week, because why not? I have Knockoff, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, and Low Kick. The spread is designed so that I can outpace Cobalion. And I just realized I not only crept this wrong, but I also crept my Como wrong, because this should have actually peaked at... Oh, no, never mind. This was crept right. I should have crept Como differently, though, because this should have hit 119, which would have still outpaced Cobalion. And then I could have had, like, 8 more to throw into, like, Spidef or something. But it is what it is. Realistically, though, that should have been my spread. I'll keep it as is, though. Though, again, realistically, I guess I'm going to delete the team afterwards. But, yes, the point is, though, is that Weavile... creeping Cobalion, I figured that was pretty important, because this will help me gauge if he's Scarf or not, if it really came down to it. Though with Webs Up, I shouldn't even need to ever risk that. Low Kick will do a fuck ton of that, and Sharpedo, and Dual Stabs hit everything else phenomenally. Arguably, his best switch-in would be maybe like a defensive Silvally, depending on the typing. But even then, like, if he's dedicating his Silvally to Weavile, then he's not dedicating it to Lunala, and then that opens up huge doors for Lunala. He does have a really good switch in Scizor in this set, but to be fair, this one was like Natural Gift, which I couldn't run Natural Gift. He doesn't get good enough rolls on things like Skyman, for example, even if it does Yashi Berry. So I needed to run Band. But, like, literally even then, if he got one prediction right with it, I'd be fucked. And I'd have to get a switch predicted. I could never stay in because he just pull up punch. Next up, though, we have Lunala. This is basically our win con this week. We have Calm Mind, Roost, Focus Blast, Moongeist Beam. I can flat out say right now that Calm Mind, Focus Blast, Moongeist Beam, Roost, Lunala could come every week, and it probably will, I'm gonna be honest. But that wouldn't change anything. I could say that right now. I could bring it every week, and no one could prep around it. Because it does that good on so many matchups. To put in perspective, my opponent is Savali Dark this week, which, compared to most Darks, is a pretty Spidef Dark. Well, not like Savali Dark is like the only Savali type, but that's the Dark type option besides Sharpedo. And Sharpedo would hate this. So, like, that's the Lunala switch in this week is Savali Dark. And even that, I can just get to +1 and KO it guaranteed. If I have Webs Up, it can never outpace me. I crept this thing for careful, like, in case he's defensive, I crept it for the fastest defensive Savali possible. To be fair, though, if he is Dark Savali, he could never actually outpace me. He would need to be Scarfed with Timid, which Timid Scarf does not actually do anything to me in terms of Lunala. Like, he just can't touch me. So I'm perfectly fine with that if he does decide to go that route. And Focus Blast will still hit that route anyway. Moongeist Beam hits literally every Savali type that Focus Blast will not. That's why Ghost Fighting is disgusting. And Moongeist also will go through abilities, I guess, but that doesn't really make much of a difference this game. Because, like, nothing is affected. Unless it works that way for pressure. If it's not going to get outstalled by pressure, then, I mean, that's great. But I think it does, if I'm not mistaken. But if it doesn't, then, I mean, more Moongeist Beams. Like, that's as many Moongeist Beams as I would have Shadow Ball this week, so I'll take that. But I genuinely don't know how pressure versus Moongeist Beam works. I'm assuming, though, it wouldn't do anything. But who knows? My speed is designed to also outpace, like, Modest Reshiram, because, again, same speed tier. Reshiram's slower, so I would outpace that anyway. But point is, though, once I get the Webs Up, this thing goes in on his team. He does not have switch-ins at all. Not viable switch-ins, at least. Next up, we have 0-2 our Mega Aerodactyl this week with Earthquake, Ice Fang, Roost, and Fire Fang. My spread this week is designed with 180 physical attack. This is to get best rolls as possible on things like Nidoqueen and Mega Scizor, and also the Reshiram, for example. The 108 Spit F, I forgot what that's for, I'm going to be honest. Actually, no, it was for Skyman Calix. It's that Scarf or Yachi Skyman cannot actually kill me with, I believe it was Seed Flare after Rocks, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. My speed is guaranteed to outpace Skyman in case he is Yachi Berry, which in that case, I can also guarantee the kill with Ice Fang after Rocks, which is great. So, it's pretty simple this week. Next up, we have Hestia, our Lando I, with Stealth Rock, U-Turn, Earth Power, and Sludge Wave. The coverage hits this team so well, his switch into Earth Power plus Sludge Wave is pretty non-existent, if I'm being honest. Like, it would really just be Slowking, which I always free U-Turn out into, like, Weavile, or Komao, or Araquanid. Or even Lunala as well, because that's also really nice fodder for Lunala to set up on. My spread is guaranteed to outpace any sort of Reshiram. I didn't want to risk modest Reshiram. Not only that, but it will also outpace Silvally, because again, I didn't want to risk Silvally. I figured that if he is normal and he is Scarfed, I will be able to tell if he is Scarfed or not, and nothing else really mattered to creep otherwise. So also outpace Sharpedo, which Sharpedo is another mod I did want to guarantee outpaced. That's also, Lunala is also creeping out of Sharpedo after Webs go up. That's another thing I forgot to mention. But this is creeping Sharpedo guaranteed, because even if he is Jolly Sharpedo, after Webs, he can protect once, and I guarantee you just click Earth Power or U-Turn on him and he's dead. Stealth Rocks are nice because this will pressure a ton of switch-ins to his non-existent switch-ins, or at the very least, fake switch-ins, because they switch in once and they're done. So we take those. It would more so just be, I guess, if he's trying to preserve a win con, and I have this thing in on it, and he doesn't want to just stack his win con. But even then, this is a great lead against this team, because his lead options all get completely fisted by this. So it was like this. Pasha Berry is great because this will also help me 1v1 Sharpedo if he doesn't have Ice Fang. In my opinion, he needs Psyche Fangs to protect Waterfall or Liquidation and Crunch. If he doesn't bring that, I can get him bringing Ice Fang for Lando. I think it's completely fair. But I want to be prepared in case he does go the dual stab Psychic Fangs protect route, because I do think it is a very likely idea that he brings that. Because he would, for example, need Liquidation for things like Darmanitan, for Lando I, obviously, for Arrow. Because Arrow at bare minimum I know can be invested. Probably take a hit. I mean, I would assume he also brings it like for neutral coverage on like Scout, but I guess Crunch would hit that as well. So he might actually go Ice Fang, but I think that personally Liquidation still makes more sense here. If he goes Ice Fang, he goes Ice Fang, but Yachi set couldn't have taken it anyway, so it is what it is. Finally, we have Araquanid, aka Aqua, our lead this week, where our other lead option this week was Sticky Web, Mirror Coat, Liquidation, Leech Life. Leech Life is mainly here just as an option to get Recovery Pack. It's great to hit things like Skyman if I need to. Great to actually do damage versus Slowking as well, which we do guarantee at pace. The 132 Spit F plus 2 HP, this will guarantee that Reshiram will not only go for a Draco, even if he's Scarfed, but it will also put its out in, if I go for Mirror Coat, it will guarantee kill Reshiram, even if he's max HP. I figured that was really nice to calc for, because whether he's going for Scarf or Specs, I will guarantee the kill with Mirror Coat, which is a great way to pick off Reshiram, because it's such a big threat. Liquidation is really nice this game, just in general, just to hit stuff like Nidoqueen, for example. Things that might else lead against me. Web's phenomenal this game. His removal this game is Mega Scizor, which Mega Scizor is a great defogger. Same as Silvally, great defogger. But the fact that they're both pressured so heavily by movesets this week, I think I can actually get away with possibly not even have to worrying about it. Especially if he brings his own webs, because I feel like he'd want those up rather than clearing mine. So I can maybe take advantage of that, set my own webs while he's afraid to defog. And then, bam. So, yeah, that's our team this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy the game, and I'll see you then. Until then, peace out, guys. Yo, what is going on, guys? You got your boy Aaron2for20 here, or Aaron2420 here, as some people refer to it as, bringing you guys my APA Academy Week 1 game for the Civil War APA Academy Season 2. We're defending champs Aaron2for20, coach of the Calgary Infernapes. We're taking on Scarecrow, coach of the Sacramento... I forget what his team name was. I had it. I looked it up like right before this. It's Sacramento. It'll be in the title. You guys already saw it in the team builder because I would have actually looked it up for that as well, so I didn't fuck up twice. His team name. Sacramento Scarecrows. Okay, I really thought it was something more than that, but I guess not. Okay, well, Deoxys Defense, Pressure, Reshiram, Turbo Blaze, Mega Scizor, at Scizorite, Technician, Sharpedo, that's regular Sharpedo, Shaman Sky, with Serene Disgrace, and Slowking. Okay. So this is like exactly the opposite of what I just played last night in a mock. I played like half these mons, Reshiram, Scizor, and Slowking. That's a clutch sometimes, of course, for being clutch all times. For the mock last night, of course. In terms of a lead here, I'm gonna lead off with Lando, as I led off with that in mocks. I think realistically it matches up great versus whatever he decides to lead. A U-turn out if it's a bad lead, I outpace everything that would logically lead versus me. I have Pasho Berry as well if he decides to just lead Sharpedo and go offensive. If he's really Ice Fang on Sharpedo, I know he's dedicating a slot to it, and his coverage isn't affordable for that, in my opinion, unless he's skipping out on Protect. Which, in that case, I should be fine versus him if he's really going for Protect. I ran a lot of Calyx and Lando, it should be fine this week. It's literally, like, perfect for a lead in this game. So, we're going to lead off with Lando, of course, here, as he is going to lead off with his Scarecrow, which is Scizor. Okay, perfect. I just click Earth Power versus this, I should 2 a KO. If he sets up even at +2, Bullet Punch should not kill him back. Not going for Rocks here is my best play by far. And if he does go hard Skyman, I should be able to live a hit. And I can just go for Sludge Wave. This Sludge Wave should do a fuck ton to him. So yeah, I think that I should be in a really good position here, arguably. I don't think it's worth it to just click U-turn into Como at this point. I don't have enough chip on it to actually kill the Fire Punch without the boost. And I don't want him getting up for free +4 because it'll nearly kill my Como. So my best play is objectively just stay in, and I can take a +2 Bullet Punch, I just cannot take a +4 Bullet Punch, which is what I really want to try and avoid with this Scizor. And I think I can. It seems like he let off with it, which may be that he's trying to, like, play Pivot. I'm shocked he didn't just go for U-turn, though, but that's fine. Like, not going for U-turn there was actually really stupid, in my opinion, because he could have gotten a slow Pivot had I also U-turned out. The fact that he's going hard Deoxys defense. We do 3 KO him, which is great. Deoxys defense, 2 of 3 KO'd him. Oh, he's Fizdef to have gotten that sort of roll. For me to have gotten that sort of roll, he's definitely not very Spadef. Like maybe 2-2-4 or something. But he's not very Spadef, which is good to note. I can honestly just U-turn out versus this and go into Weavile. I don't think this thing gets any coverage that would Oko Weavile. Let's see. So, I mean, he could actually go for Superpower. That would be annoying. So, never mind. He does get coverage. So, my U-turn versus that, he might actually just be low bulk in general, to be honest. I'm gonna actually go into a Araquanid here. I don't want to risk Weavile taking like a Brick Break or something, because I feel like that's what he anticipates coming here. And rocks aren't up yet, so I can still pretty safely check some stuff with this. He's gonna go for Toxic. Okay. Again, I'd much rather this thing get Toxic. It's by far my most useless mon on the team, as the nickname portrays. So shout out to anyone who got that, for like the 6 of you who did. Anyway, in terms of what I click here, in all honesty, I think I just click Leech Life, because if he doesn't click Recover, we do know this thing is Toxic, of course. We also know that he's not Leftovers, which is weird. Like maybe he's Helmet or something. But again, Leech Life isn't my objective best play, I feel like, here. Because, like, yeah, we should kill at this point, realistically. He wasn't defensive enough for how little he took that U-turn. He's going to click Recover here, that's fine. He might be Helmet or something. We'll find out here, though, if he's Helmet, of course. Okay, so now he's a little defensive, but not much. Okay, that's fine. I think I'm gonna go for Sticky Web here, in all honesty. I feel like Recover is pretty obvious at this point. Yep, he's gonna Recover again. Okay, that's fine. Sadly, I didn't bring Toxic, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. This thing is honestly, as I said, by far my most expendable mon. Oh, you know what he is? He's Colbert Bay. Which is fine. Is either Colbert or Cassid Bay. I'm gonna go for one more Leech Life, and if he doesn't switch out... Okay, I was gonna say, if he doesn't switch out from here, I'm gonna go for just a Liquidation. He's gonna go back into Scarecrow, perfectly fine. My guess is he's gonna go for a Defog. I am totally fine with this. My Leech Life shouldn't really do much, but that's completely fine. As I said, this thing is pretty expendable. I really just... I had it on because I could. I didn't need it, though. So, yeah, I'm gonna switch out. I can keep this thing for later. I'm going to go hard into my Como, as that is what it's made to do. With how little Leech Life did, he's probably just not, like, Scizor Mega. He took, like... yeah, no, that's probably, like, a low Fizz Def spread with how much he took. I said little, but he really actually took a lot for a 4 times resisted move. against a pretty physically defensive Mon as well. So he's probably going to go for like a defog here if I had to guess. Yep, defog. Okay. Perfectly fine. Because now I have Como in, and with Como I can actually, versus this team especially, I can actually just go for a free Dragon Dance right now. How much would +1 Z Outrage do versus Deoxys defense? I feel like that's arguably his switch in here. He didn't bring Tangela, which I'm actually a little surprised by, but it is what it is. So +1 Z Outrage should do a lot. It might not kill, but it should do a lot. And that's what we're going to go for. It's just doing a lot. Okay, that's perfectly fine. He's going to bring in Chappa here, which is his Slowking. Okay, that's perfectly fine. As I said, this thing just needs to break. He didn't actually bring a Fairy type out of this game, which is interesting. I can't necessarily go for Outrage spam yet, but what I can do possibly is... I believe I do kill guaranteed. Okay, so I pretty much kill versus this. It is a roll, but I can still get the kill, of course, and he can't actually kill me back, if I'm not mistaken. If he is that defensive, that is, he can't kill me back. So I'm gonna just go for a Devastating Drake here. His switches suck to this, so I am just gonna go for the Z move. As Como is one of my Z mons this season, I am pretty damn certain of it. Checks. Yes, Como is a Z mon. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so Devastating Drake goes off, and this should kill. As it literally, he would need to be like near max his def to actually have a chance at living. He would also need to be bold. He has to be bold. Okay, so might not have been bold Slowking. It's fine though, because it died, which is all that matters. Como kills Slowking with Devastating Drake. Okay, so we're already up 5-6. That is great for us in all honesty. If Deoxys comes in, I'll just click Outrage, and he would literally need to recover versus me, so which means that he's not going to get anything off. He's going to go into Necklace here. That is Deoxys defense. Perfect. Okay. I didn't catch the nickname last time, but that's fine. My play is literally click Outrage. There's no better play. By far, there's no better play. This will help me scout if he's helmet or not. When he's not helmet, we confirm he's not helmet. That's fine, though, because I can still guarantee get off the Outrage, of course. It should 2-KO him. Yep, perfect. Psyshock. Alright, that's fine. This shouldn't kill us. We're pretty fizz dev, actually. Perfect. Now, hopefully, we pop out after this Outrage. That's what I would prefer. If we can't, then we can't. But having broken this as well helps get rid of any sort of berry shenanigans he could have. Once we clear that Mega Scizor, Weavile does go in here. Not only that, but we can actually just pretty freely actually take advantage of his team at this point. Sharpedo is a little bit annoying, but I think I can still muscle past it. As I mentioned, I do have my Lando still, and he doesn't actually have Rocks up, and he's stacking his only Rock Setter, it seems, which I'm totally fine with. I'm not against that at all, actually. Which means that he's gonna have to go without Rocks this game. So I'm not sure what he's gonna go into, actually. I think he might actually just go hard Scizor. But if I did drop out of Confusion, he's fucked because Fire Punch will kill. And at that point, arguably, I could actually just go for an Outrage sweep, which is great. Assuming, you know, no Scarfers, of course. So, yeah, I mean, regardless, though, this seems like a very, very bad position for him to be in. Sharpedo is still really annoying for my roster, though, but, I mean, I can still handle it. So, yeah, I mean, this might actually just be game. Depending on how he plays this, of course. Like, he can still definitely muscle past. I'm not saying that it's over at this point, but it'll be a little rough for him, I'm not gonna lie. Also, my Weavile should actually be able to chew his Sharpedo moveset as well, because there's nothing really that Sharpedo got that could actually kill my Weavile, especially without rocks. I know for a fact he did need rocks to kill, unless he's like banded or something. Yeah. So he's gonna withdraw. That's perfectly fine, completely understandable. He's gonna go into Scarecrow. That's his Scizor. That's fine, because if I do pop out of Confusion this turn, then Fire Punch will guarantee kill, which would be perfect. Come on, pop out of Confusion. Yes! Let's go. Okay, that was perfect. That's what we call a pro gamer move. So Fire Punch will go off. This will guarantee kill. I know for a fact. No matter what he runs on his Scizor, it'll guarantee kill. He's going to probably just go for a Bullet Punch. I would be shocked if he actually tried to switch around this, because it would only cost him the game, in my opinion. No matter what he switched into, it would be a bad switch in my opinion, because he's just letting stuff take more damage. His best play objectively would be sack this, then go into Sharpedo and try and revenge me off of Psychic Fangs. Unless he's like Scarf Skyman, which in that case he could also just go into Skyman. Because while my spread isn't prepped for Skyman, as I do have a Weavile, which will always handle it, no matter what, my set is guaranteed EV to handle Skyman. So no matter what, I will handle it. But more so just the fact that on my roster, I felt like that it just wasn't necessary to crap it anyway, as Scarfed, in my opinion, was the best set if he's bringing it. Scarfed or Yachi. But yeah, so I felt like regardless, though, like, it didn't make sense to creep Skyman, and I got a lot more bulk out of it as well. So yeah, I don't think that, though, that he'll... I think that he wouldn't go hard Skyman, though, unless if, like, he really felt the risk. He's gonna switch out. That's fine. He's gonna go into Viserion. That's his Reshiram. Okay. That's a free close combat next turn. Because he should be in CC range at this point. He's literally banking on me hitting myself at this point. Okay. That's fine. Understandable. If he's Scarfed, then that sucks. But I can always just go for close combat. And if he is Scarfed, I'll obviously know. Like, it's not like he can hide it at this point. I would know. So, he is not Scarfed, that is confirmed. Or if he is Scarfed, he's very slow. Close combat should go off. This should do a fuck ton, if not kill. It'll, at least for certain, put it in range of, like, Banded Ice Shard. That is fine. He's gonna go for Dragon Pulse. Very good play on his part. That's fine. I couldn't lock myself in Outrage realistically. I mean, I could probably have, to be honest. Okay, so... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go into, Mega Arrow here. Actually, I'm gonna go into Lando here, because Lando has actually, like, no switch-ins at this point. And as mentioned, he would need to be, like, very slow Scarf to actually have gotten outpaced by that. So, I'm going to go for the Earth Power here, as no matter what he switches in, this will actually put him in a very bad position. Whether Scizor comes in, whether Deoxys comes in, because Deoxys cannot take another one at this point. It's guaranteed range. Scizor will not take 2. His Reshiram will obviously die, unless, as I said, he's like a slow Scarf set. But I don't even think that'll kill. I mean, I have a little bit of spit F in my Lando, actually. Like, he would arguably just stack this going to Sharpedo or Shaman, in my opinion. But, I mean, as I said, regardless of what he does, I should be able to get a pretty free kill here. Literally, yes, he goes hard Skyman, but as I said, Skyman should be handled by my spread. Let me double check. I swear I EV'd specifically for Skyman, which is why I wrote Sludge Wave. In case he was Yachi Berry. Yeah, I should... Oh, I EV'd after Rocks, right? I forgot about that. Well, I mean, I can always get a good roll. It is what it is, though. He can't kill me, though, even with, like, Life Orb Seed Flare, which is fine. At least from full. So, if he went hard into Skyman, I should guarantee live the hit. Unless he's, like, Modest. But I highly doubt that he's going to run Modest first in my team. I don't think he can afford to. So, he's going to sack. Perfectly understandable. That's definitely his best play. Landorus. I kills Reshiram with Earth Power. Nice. Okay. 4 months left. It's currently 5-4. It could still be anyone's game. Sharpedo is still a monster, and I think that in top of Shaman Sky could definitely be proving very bad for my team. Once that Scizor is gone, Weavile can put in a fuck ton more work. I just need the Scizor gone. And he might actually go into it, I think. I think it wouldn't be exactly impossible to expect that. Personally, though, I think that he's going to go for Sharpedo right now, though, if I had to predict. And my play would always be to attack it. Because I wouldn't really lose anything by attacking it. Like, if I lose Lando, it's not the end of the world for me, in all honesty. My spread could even possibly take a Sharpedo hit, assuming that he's, like, just going for Ice Fang and not, like, a Life Orb. So my Earth Power should guarantee kill. So I'm just going to click Earth Power here. If he goes for Protect, that's fine. I can't necessarily risk. Also, the fact that he's not Mega is huge, because I can actually outpace it guaranteed with Lando, unless he gets the speed boost. He's going to go for Protect, completely understandable. Any sane person would have in this situation. So he has Protect, that is obvious. Speed boost, Protect. Okay, so my Earth Power should guarantee the kill. If he's going for Liquidation, he shouldn't kill me. He's going to go for Ice Fang. Okay, so it is a roll, but if he's Life Orb, it'll guarantee the kill. Okay, that's unfortunate. He did bring the Ice Fang. It wasn't exactly out there to bring. I just thought he needed other coverage. I should have brought Yachi, but it is what it is. Okay, so in terms of right now, I do just go hard into Weavile, and I click Banded Low Kick. Because, as I said, there should be nothing that he actually can do to me. Like, even a Liquidation at this point from, like, Adamant Sharpedo shouldn't kill me. And, yeah. Yeah, Liquidation shouldn't kill, guaranteed. So I'm just gonna click Low Kick here, because it's my objective best play. I don't think he'd really go hard into Skyman on this or some shit. That's pretty stupid in my opinion. Yeah, he would literally need to be, like, Adamant Life Orb. Life Orb. Yeah, Adamant Life Orb is a small roll to kill, but it's not a good one. You would need a near max roll. And even then, I think he'll be Jolly personally for Como-O, to be honest. He's gonna withdraw perfectly fine. He's gonna go into Scarecrow. This should do a Flex on. And this helps with my late game Weavile so much more. Okay, perfect. So we take those. I'm gonna go hard into I'm gonna go hard into Lunala. Because if he goes for SD, then I should be able to guarantee just I can't keep this in because this is way too important. I can go into Lunala though. If he goes for SD, I do live a hit guaranteed and go for Moongeist Beam. If he goes for Roost, I should still be able to nuke Scizor with Moongeist Beam, which is great. So yeah, we're gonna take those. Okay. So what's he gonna go for? He's gonna go for Bullet Punch, it's fine. That means that we do guarantee a pace. He did break the Shadow Shield, of course, but it's fine, because Moongeist is pretty free. He can't switch into it, actually, which is great for me. Because even if he switches in Sharpedo hard on it, he's fucked. So he's probably gonna sack Deoxys here. Yep, he's gonna sack Deoxys defense here. Perfectly fine. Moongeist Beam. Okay, perfect. So Deoxys is gone now. That means no more toxic shenanigans can come from him. Okay, so he probably goes hard into Sharpedo here, which is fine by me. I could always try faking Colbert, but I feel like it's really stupid when Lunala can put in a lot of work. The fact that he doesn't have Rock Step will really hurt him, to be honest. I think if Sharpedo comes in, I'm going to go hard into Araquanid, to be honest. I think that's my objective best play. If he goes hard into Scizor, yep, he's going to go into Sharkia. Or Sharkira, or however you say it. Yeah, because Arrow could still be really nice for Shaman if it's not Scarfed. It could still actually just be nice in general for his team. So I'm gonna sack Araquanid. It's by far my most expendable one right now. He really, like, there's really no use for Araquanid at this point. It's pretty useless. So, Sharpedo. He might not even kill, actually, depending on his spread. He probably will kill, but he might not kill, like, depending on rolls, etc. He's just gonna go for Crunch, perfectly fine. Okay, so he has Crunch as well. Alright, so at this point, how much would Arrow take? So Arrow, unless he has, like, I could guarantee kill him at this point if he doesn't have Liquidation. And, like, Ice Fang wouldn't do enough to Como-O. He would need Psychic Fangs on his spread, in my opinion. I think arguably I go hard into Mega Arrow here. And then I go for the Earthquake, which should kill him. And then at that point, I have Arrow, of course. Arrow and Lunala should be able to win the game, plus Weavile. So I'm going to go into Arrow. I think that's my least shit play I can go for. So I'm going to Mega Evolve. With that Mega Evolution, I should be able to live the hit. We're Mega Evolving and going for Earthquake. Yeah, his switch-ins would suck to this too. Because Scizor would obviously die to an Earthquake at this point, and then Skyman would obviously die to an Ice Fang. So, yeah, this should be good. If he has Liquidation, then obviously that sucks for me. He predicted really well he would be able to get Como out of the way early on, I guess. But I personally do think he has to... If he's bringing Sharpedo, especially like this, I think he has to run Psychic Fangs. Because his team is so weak to Como. I think it would be pretty absurd for him not to, in my opinion. CP is going to stay in. My guess is he's going to click Ice Fang here, which is perfectly understandable. But it shouldn't kill. It literally couldn't kill without a crit if he goes for Ice Fang. Yep, Ice Fang, perfect. You need a crit or freeze or flinch. And we're going to go for Earthquake. Yes, okay. I was so worried that was going to not pop. But thank God, this should guarantee kill. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are definitely in range of Scizor at this point, which is perfectly fine. Because at least that'll pressure Scizor a lot. Realistically, Arrow could actually just win on its own. Because what happens here is he has to click Bullet Punch versus me. If he doesn't click Bullet Punch, then I kill it with Ice Fang. If he goes into Skyman here, then I click Ice Fang. If he doesn't kill me, then I guarantee kill him. Weavile is also great at this point in the game, which is actually amazing for me. I think that Arrow could just win on its own. So good shit, 0-2. I see why people like you so much. Not a fan, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And how many people are triggered about that. I'm certain that one person will be. But yeah, so realistically though, I think that Arrow actually could just win on its own. So, good shit. If Arrow doesn't win on its own, then Weavile plus Lunala can definitely win together. It should be pretty easy for that to happen, because it's just how worn down his team already is. So yeah, we take those. Versus Shaman Sky, if he's Scarfed. I mean, if he's, like, anything besides... Yeah, he's gonna go into Arrow. Alright, into Scizor. That's perfectly fine. I literally am supposed to just Fire Fang here. No risk. If he goes for Bullet Punch, that's fine. If he doesn't, then that's fine too. Like, no matter what, Lunala will come in for free. And then, at that point, it does lead to Weavile v Shaman, where I just click Ice Fang. Bullet Punch, perfectly fine. Okay, so... Now I go hard into Lunala, and I click Moongeist Beam. I don't think about it, I just click Moongeist Beam. There is nothing I lose by clicking Moongeist Beam, I just click Moongeist Beam. So, Lunala will get the Moongeist off. If he sacks this, I kill it. He's gonna he's gonna sack Skyman? What? That's so whack! Why? Like, arguably your best play was to sack Scizor and go for flinches. Like, the fuck? Okay, I mean, I'll take it. Oh, wait, I see what he's doing. Okay. Very fair point. So, I see what he's doing for. He's trying to really, like, just flinch me out. Which is fine. He needs to go for either 2 Life Orb Air Slashes, or just go for Sea Flare. But if he goes for Sea Flare, then I win. Can Weavile switch in hard on one? No, it cannot. Oh, I think he might have actually just won. Air Slash. Okay, so he's going to go for flinch route. Perfectly fine. Moongeist. Yes, we popped. This is why Serene Disgrace. I knew if I wrote that on my notes, it would work. Let's go. He kind of had to go for it. It sort of hit me that he had to go for that, but we take those. Perfect. Okay, and at this point, he cannot kill me with a Bullet Punch. He did like 20 HP last time. Even with Rock Spill, do like 40 most. So, very good game to my opponent. We take those. We won 2-0 week 1. I'm like one of the only people on my team that won this week. So, I'm very glad about that, of course. Massive GG's to my opponent. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. Check out him along my opponent, Scarecrow, aka, I think it's Scarecrow YT or something. I genuinely forgot. I honestly just met the guy pretty recently. But yeah, so make sure to check him out along with everyone else in the description below. We're currently 1-0 this season. Great start, especially compared to when we subbed in for AP Academy and lost like 3 games straight for our first set. We'll take on, I don't know who next week, I'm gonna be honest. But hopefully we can win. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.